morning everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. A very, very warm welcome to you. My name's Emily and I am a knitter, crocheter and very occasional sewer. Today's episode is my month-end wrap-up. Now, it's actually a double barrel one because, in fact, I think I did the same for the last 2 months as well. For September, October, I think I did a double for that as well. This one is a double because I did Vlogmas, so I didn't have the time to do November's wrap up, so I'm wrapping up both November and December today. Yes. There wasn't a lot, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, there really wasn't a lot, so it's probably a good thing that I'm wrapping the two up together. But I'm going to start with my finished objects for the month of November. There were a couple, I'm just looking, there were a couple, but two of which, there's 5 finished objects for November, which is pretty good actually. I'm quite pleased with myself, but I don't have 2 of them. The first one that I don't have is the little flax sweater that I made because that was a gift and it was gifted. So I'm trying to think where I had footage of it. I don't think I actually showed it. I might have during Vlogmas, possibly. Or, no, I cannot remember, but it was a really cute little pink flax sweater. The flax sweater by Tin Can Knits, and I knit it in size number 2, I think. It was for 1 to 2 year old. And it was just the most adorable thing. It was the second one that I'd made in that size. Because both my cousins had babies not too far apart in time wise, so I'd made one for one of my cousin's son's first birthday, and then I did the second one, which is the one we're talking about here, the pink one. I did that for my other cousin's daughter's first birthday gift, so that was gifted. I don't know if I have any photos or footage of it. But if I do, I will slip it in here just so that you can have a little nose at that. But it was adorable, let me tell you, it was so cute and it was so much fun to make. I love making that sweater. It is an absolute joy to knit, and it comes together really fast because it is worsted weight yarn. So it's just a great fun pattern to knit and a great gift as well because both my cousins absolutely adored it. So I'm really pleased with that. Right, on to the next item that I finished in November. I'll tell you the other gift as well, actually. It was the Robin by Toft. Robin, yeah, it was a robin. And it was for my aunt, and it was a bit tricky to make because of the colour changes. I always struggle when there's colour changes in the head. Oh, you can't really see them, can you? But this one here, the pheasant, Gilbert the pheasant, he was a bit tricky because his colour changes were in his head. And if you pull the colour changes a bit wrong, it narrows the head. And it's all, yeah, it's not my favourite thing to do, I've got to tell you. But the final result of that project, of that pattern, is beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I just loved making it for my aunt because she requested an item from myself, but she wasn't quite sure what she wanted. And then she mentioned that she really likes robins, and I thought, perfect, Toft have a really lovely robin pattern. So it was such a joy to make that for her. That has been gifted. She has since sent me a photo of herself with the robin, which has been absolutely gorgeous. I love seeing that, you know, people have received the gifts and that they really like them, so that just makes me really happy. I won't insert that picture. I don't think I took any photos of the robin. I may have it in one of my videos, in one of my podcasts, one of my previous podcasts, but I can't remember when I finished it. I think I might have, oh, sorry, no, I finished it in November. So one of the podcasts in November, I will have shown the finished object. So it will be in there. My apologies. You will have to go back and look at that if you want to see that. As I say, I don't think I took any photos. The only photo I do have is of my aunt with it on her shoulder, which is just adorable. But I'm not going to put that in because I'm not, I would love to show you all these photos that my family send me, but they have not chosen to be on YouTube, so I'm not going to invade their privacy by broadcasting the photos that they send me because it's not for me to, it's not my place to show, if you will. who knows, in the future, if everyone in my family is on board, then I may start showing photos. But for the time being, that's how I'm gonna, that's how I want to do it. If I hope you don't mind. Right, now on to the items that I can show you. I've just realised, oh, one is up here. The first item, we'll go with this one. Hopefully nothing falls on my head. Bear with me. Come on. Oh, we're going. Hang on. Everything is... There we go. Let me just move that as well. It's alright. That the embroidery up there has got a naughty word on it, so I can't really show you that. It's a lovely embroidery that my friend made for me. It's absolutely gorgeous, and I would love to show you it, but it just has a naughty word on it, so I can't show you it, unfortunately. But it is conveniently covered by Lydia the Goose now. But the first item that I can show you that I finished in the month of November was Margot the Swan. I'm wearing black, which has been very helpful because her legs are black. But there we go, that is Margot the Swan. I've got a really itchy nose, I don't know why. But Margot the Swan, as I say, I finished in November. Such a fun make, and I love these wings. They are absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, so that was one of the items that I finished in November. I don't know how many times I can say that, but there we are, Margot the Swan. Right, the next item, just checking my list, is a pair of vanilla socks. Here they are, a pair of just vanilla socks. So these are socks for my shop, Apex Yarn, because this is yarn that I have dyed for my little hand-dyed yarn business. And this is just a sample for my shop, basically, to show how it knits up in a pair of socks. This colourway is called First in Fourth. It is inspired by the silk cut livery of the 1988 Le Mans winner, Jaguar XJR 9LM. And yeah, as I said, it's the silk cut livery. It's just a classic. And what can I say? The cuff, the heel, toe and cuff are just an undyed skein of yarn, but the rest of the sock is in that colourway. And it's just a vanilla sock, so there's not really a pattern for it. It's just I've taken inspiration from Twin Set and Pearls socks, because I was doing the Botanical Yarn Twin Set and Pearl sock club, so I was doing a load of Twin Set and Pearl sock designs, and I just sort of like their formula. However, these are a little bit big, so I'm not quite sure what happened there, but anyway, they are finished. Fantastic. And that was another November finished object. The most exciting one that I finished, and I'm going to finish on this one because this is the final object that I finished in November, was the absolutely amazing pink Fizz sweater. I am obsessed with this sweater. I cannot stop wearing it. It is the warmest, most comfortable sweater I've ever made. And I hope you can still hear me because I am covering... I've got a new mic. I can't remember if I've said this, but I've got a new mic. It's amazing. It's lovely. It's really, really good. I love it. I'm getting used to the settings, but the only thing with it is because it's a standalone mic, I don't know if I hold something in front of it and in front of my mouth, I don't know if that's going to dampen the sound that you get. So my apologies if it does. I'm going to try and sit to the side of it actually. Here we go. So this is the pink Fizz. And as you can see, it's got this absolutely beautiful lacework panel. And the panel goes down both on the front, it goes down both sides on the front, and it goes down both sides on the back. There you go. And it is just the most wonderful sweater I've ever made. I'm so happy with this. It's slightly oversized. It's a boxy sweater. And it's just so nice. It's got a split hem. So split hem where the back rib is longer than the front rib. And it's just, I love it. I'm trying to remember what I made it out of. I know it's two yarns. It's fingering weight. It's Debbie Bliss. No, it's gone. Oh, it smells really nice. I've been wearing perfume with it and it just smells of my perfume. Very nice. But yes, it was a Debbie Bliss. I think Debbie Bliss Rialto 4-ply. I can't remember the colourway because it was a number. And then it's held together with Kid Silk. I've got one here. Drops Kid Silk. Marine. I'm losing my mind today. Drops Kid Silk mohair. It's the exact same, but obviously a different colour because this is brown and this is pink, but it was a slightly purpley one. So it's just absolutely gorgeous. And I've never, fluff in my mouth, I've never worn a mohair made sweater before, so I never knew how warm it actually is. And honestly, it's just a game changer for me, because usually in winter I will layer up. I'll wear a base layer, I'll wear a vest top, then I'll wear my top, then I'll wear a jumper, then I'll wear a coat. Layers, I just layer. But with this, all I have to wear is a top and this, and I'm warm. It's amazing. Game changer. I love it. So yeah, I love this pattern. It is the Pink Fizz by Andrea Mowry. And honestly, I couldn't be happier. I really couldn't be happier. It was such a joy to knit. If you're okay with working with lace, if you're okay with knitting lace, I do highly recommend it. It is so much fun. Oh, I want to make it again. Basically, I just want to make many of these. They're just beautiful. But yeah, if you're on the fence about it, and you're not sure, and if you're not sure, I highly recommend it. Give it a go. It is so much fun. I did a number of times I did block it as I was knitting it, because I wanted it to fit right. So I would recommend blocking it as you go at different stages, just to make sure that you're getting the right fit, because you want it to be oversized but not too oversized. Also the sleeves, I had to add extra, I had to pick up extra stitches for me, because when I tried it on, it didn't look right, and then when I blocked it, it didn't look right. So I had to add some extra stitches to the pickup, which was fine, and I'm so happy that I did, because it is just beautiful. The perfect fit for me. The only thing that I would change with it is I might make, if I made it again, I would make it a smidge longer, but that's on me because I was blocking it as I went, so I knew exactly what size it was going to be, but I went with it. But I absolutely adore it, and I highly recommend it. So yes, give it a go. Right, now on to December's finished objects, of which there were none. I did not finish a single thing in December, which I kind of expected. December was all about Advent, and I kind of knew that my Advent projects would not get finished in December. With how busy the work was, it just wasn't going to happen. So perfectly fine, got no issues with that. 5 objects finished in November, so that's pretty good. I'm pretty pleased with that. But yes, anywho, I feel like I've been talking all afternoon. Bear with me. Yes. Okay, right, on to the next item on my list, which is scrappy projects. Now, I do have 2 scrappy projects on the needles, with the idea of using up my scraps, because in 2023 I really wanted to get on top of my scraps and start using them. I did make a lot of yarn cozies the pattern is by Nitty Natty, and I absolutely love the yarn cozies, but I obviously stopped making them after a point. I have made a number of them. They are all spoken for. I'm ready for new projects. But yes, I also wanted to do some blankets. So I've got 2 blankets on the go. For those who are new, I will let you know what blankets I'm working on. I'm working on a scrappy... No, I've not written it down. Oh, so clever. I'm looking at it now. I'm working on a scrappy granny stripe blanket. The pattern is by Attic 24. It's their granny stripe blanket. But I'm also using the notes by Nitty Natty because on her Ravelry page, because she made a version in fingering weight. The original Attic 24 pattern is in DK, but Nitty Natty did adapt it to work with fingering weight yarn. So I'm using her notes to make mine, because I am a massive lover of fingering weight yarn, and that is the majority of the scraps that I have. So for larger scraps, I am adding in a stripe or 2 stripes, a stripe, but it's 2 rows per stripe into the blanket. So that is just ticking along. I've not done any work on it recently, which I really need to. And the other scrappy project that I have on the go is my Battenberg blanket, which I started last year sometime. I can't remember when. And that was using up the scraps from my 2022 2022 advent calendar, which was the Yarn Artist advent calendar. And I have only done a couple of squares. I've not done any recently, but those are my 2 scrappy projects. So the Scrappy Granny Stripe blanket and the Battenberg blanket by Sandra Paul of Cherry Heart. So those are the 2, as I say, no work on them, but just so that you were aware of what scrappy blankets I have on the go. Whew, a lot of words today. Whew. Right, on to the next item on my list, which is works in progress, the numbers. So, are we ready for this? I'm going to hold this up so I can actually read it rather than looking down. I have currently, as at the end of December, 17 standard works in progress. These are works in progress that I do touch from time to time. They've been worked on at some point recently, in the past couple of months. So that's 17. I then, on top of that, have 3 paused works in progress. So items that I haven't worked on in a long time, and they are just sitting around waiting for me to decide what I want to do. And then I have the 2 scrappy blanket projects, which I've just touched upon. And that gives me 22 works in progress in total, which is quite a lot. Yes, that's quite a few. But, you know, it is what it is. I can't remember what January 2022, I can't remember what December 2022's figure was. Not off the top of my head. I perhaps should have wrote that down to compare. But at the start of last year, I actually did I set myself a target for getting the works in progress down. So I was basically saying I had to finish 2 works in progress before I could cast on anything new. So that was working really, really well, and it was helping me get the projects down. I may look at bringing that in again. I'm not sure. I'm not uncomfortable with my works in progress number as it is, to be honest. But I mean, this year will be just sorting out a lot of things, be it in the house, be it projects, be it trying to get my stash down. You know, there's a lot of things that I want to tackle this year. I will cover that in a different video, the crafty side of things anyway. But yes, I may reintroduce that. I'm not sure yet. At the minute, as I say, I'm not too fussed. It's fine. Right, on to my plans, the exciting part. Even though we've just said how many works in progress I have, let's think about the plans. I'm very excited. Let me move this over here. I'm trying to angle it so that I can see it at an angle, but I can't. Oh, actually, hang on, I'm going to pop it here. There we go. Oh, I can see that perfectly. Right, okay, so the first plan that I have, so my plans, this isn't for the entire year. These are just plans for maybe next month, so January, this month, technically. So for January/February, so the next couple, the recent months coming up, I have a number of plans. The first one being, let me grab the yarn. Okay, so the first one is I have a gift project that I really want to start. I have spoken to the person in question, and the only thing I need to do now is to get the size table, send it to her, and get her to tell me which size she wants, because obviously I can't guess that. I need to know. I need to know what size she'd prefer. So I do have the yarn though, because I bought 2 bags of this yarn because I want to make myself one in this colour. So the project that I'm going to make is the Dotty Cardigan by All About Amy, and I've made this cardigan 3 times. Yes, I've made it 3 times so far. Once for myself, once for my friend, and then once for one of my cousins, using the yarn I'm about to show you. And I showed my other friend the yarns because she said she wanted it in beige or grey or something like that. So I sent her a couple of options, and she actually picked the same colour that my cousin picked. And honestly, I love this colour, and I think it suits the cardigan perfectly. So that's why I bought myself a pack of this yarn as well. So I've got plenty of yarn. This is the yarn, and this is Stylecraft Special Chunky, and it's in the colour parchment, and the number is 1218. I'm not going to bring it close because it's going to be too much rustling and I'm going to knock my microphone. I know I'm going to, but let me tell you, that Dotty Cardigan is absolutely stunning in this colour. I use this yarn for every single cardigan that I have made, the Dotty Cardigans, and it's amazing. It's absolutely brilliant, and it knits up real fast because it's chunky. So I'm really excited to make this for my friend because, yeah, I love making gifts and I love it when someone asks me to make them something. I'm still at that stage where it's a novelty, so I'm not I'm happy to make these things for friends, family, anything. But yeah, I'm sure there will come a point where I'll be saying, enough, okay, I cannot do it anymore. But for now, whenever someone asks, it just, I'm excited to do it. So I'm really excited to make this for her. Plus, I'm excited to get the yarn used because it's just sitting in my wardrobe at the minute and I need to get it used. But there we go. That is plan number 1. Plan number 2. Oh, exciting. Plan number 2 is the Sweet Shop blanket by Laura Penrose, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I saw her making this before she even created it into a pattern. I was watching her YouTube channel and she was making the blanket, and I just, I was one of those people that really wanted her to make a pattern from it, but obviously understood at the time she didn't want to make a pattern for it. So, it was just one of those things where, fair enough, that's perfectly fine. No pressure at all, but if you ever did, that would be absolutely amazing. And she did, and I was all over that, and I'm so excited because I have the yarn that I want to use for it. I have, oh no, it's here. I have actually created a schematic for the yarn that I'm going to use, and I'm so excited. I just want to cast it on, and I know I shouldn't, but I want to. So I'm going to use my Attic Spin Dye Beatrix Potter subscription yarn. So there were 12 months of this subscription yarn from Attic Spin Dye, and as I say, Beatrix Potter inspired, so it was absolutely gorgeous, and as I'm sure you can imagine. I have shown it throughout the years, so throughout the months that I was getting it, and I believe I showed it in one of my other videos. I showed all of them, and they're absolutely beautiful, but there were 2 months where it was 250 grams, so they're different colours, so I had to figure it all out, but I figured it all out now. The only thing I need to figure out is the placement before I can get started on it, so that is just the next plan that I need to do. But I would really like to make the Sweet Shop blanket as soon as possible. The next item that I have, that I want to work on is using my Wednesday yarn. So this, if you remember from my Vlogtober series, this is the absolutely gorgeous yarn that was in the 13 Days of Halloween box by Beehive Yarns, and it was inspired by the Netflix show Wednesday. Here is the 100 gram skein, absolutely gorgeous. So these are what I got, and I really, really wanted to make something with the yarn, but I was trying to figure out the right project. I'm a little tentative, I'm not gonna lie. I have seen a cardigan and I might do the cardigan instead, but I'm still not 100% sure on that. I need to check measurements and stuff, and I think the cardigan is crochet and I'm not sure how I feel. I kind of want to do these knitted. So this is what I initially wanted to make, and I think it is going to be this. I've just got to do some calculations and some planning, but this is what I would like to make. So it is the Twisted T-shirt by The Little Wolf Knits. As you can see, it is a really, really lovely T-shirt, and I think it would be really, really nice. Obviously, as you can see here, it is not stripy, so this is why I'm going to have to do some calculations and figuring of things out. I think I can do it, but it's going to take a lot of brain power to figure it out. So if I can figure that out, then I think it's going to look absolutely gorgeous as a stripy, like a stripy top. I can't really grab this properly, but obviously the stripe's that way. There we go. I think it would look really, really nice as a little stripy top. And then obviously I would use this colourway as the collar and the ribbing. Well, the ribbing, so the collar, the bottom edge, I can't remember what the bottom edge is called, and then the cuffs. What is the bottom edge of a sweater called? The hem. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, it's been a long day without being a long day. What time is it? Oh my gosh. Right, I need to get a wiggle on. So that is another plan that I would like to do, but I don't think that one's going to happen as soon as I would like it to, because obviously the planning into that, and I've only just planned the Sweet Shop blanket, mostly planned it. I still need to figure out the placement, but yeah, anywho, that is another plan. Another plan, in fact, you will have seen appear, the lovely birds. They are still there, purely because I'm trying to remind myself that I need to finish them all, and they are the 12 Birds of Christmas by Kerry Lord of Toft. They are the Partridge in a Pear Tree book. I've got something on the cover, my apologies, but there we go. Partridge in a Pear Tree book by Kerry Lord. I am, where am I? I think I'm actually working on Lois the Cormorant at the minute. Delilah the Cattle Egret, which is bird number 8. She's done. I just need to sew her up. So I'm currently working on bird number 9, Lois the Cormorant, and then I've got 3 more to do after that. So I'm really close to finishing them, and yeah, I really want to finish them. So that's another plan that will be happening in January, hopefully. The final plan for January is I need to really get a wiggle on with these socks. So was it 2022? I think it was 2022. I signed up for Botanical Yarn, Twinset and Pearls collaboration. They did a sock club. I think it's still going. I know they did it again in last year, 2023. I don't know if they're still doing it this year for 2024, but I didn't take part last year. I only did the 12 months in 2022. And I am on, what month am I on? I think I'm on September. Yeah, I'm on September of 2022. So here is the colour. This is the botanical yarn that was dyed for the club. And then this is the sock design. They are the Lavender Moonflower socks by Twinset and Pearl, and as I say, the yarn is by Botanical Yarn. So I need to get these cast on, and I need to finish them, so that's September's. Then I also need to do October, November and December's, so I could do with getting a wiggle on with those. But those are my plans for the next month, I suppose. Things that I would really like to do, to be honest, but whether they are going to happen, it's not set in stone, because obviously I've got to finish a lot of things first. Just checking my list. No, that's everything. But I mean, I just have so many things that I want to make. It's ridiculous. And if only I could knit quicker, it would be fantastic. But I can't. So there we go. There is that. But yes, that is my month-end wrap-up video for you with my plans for next month. So I hope you enjoyed. And yeah, I don't know. I'm spacing out a little bit. I'm really tired now. I'm not used to podcasting or filming videos anymore. It's really sad. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope that you saw something that intrigued you, or that you're excited to see me cast on. Let me know below actually what you're interested in seeing me cast on, or let me know below, I don't know, just let me know anything. Let me know what you're casting on actually. That's where my brain was heading, but my mouth didn't get there quick enough. Let me know what you're thinking of casting on in January. I'm very, very curious. I always love the inspiration that you have, and I also love reading about the projects that you're working on, because it's just really fascinating, and you know, that's the best way to learn about new designers, new patterns, everything like that. I absolutely adore it. So let me know below what you're planning to work on in January or February, or what you're working on now. That'd be great. And yes, I'm going to leave that there. So I hope you have an absolutely amazing rest of the day and weekend, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.